Alright guys, this is inaccurate. So finally, I have found that anime I kept talking about for probably like the past 6 months or so. Basically, it is the best yaoi anime I have ever seen. And that's not really an exaggeration. And it's an anime called Pet. Now this anime doesn't necessarily have, just big floppy wieners, there's not big muscly men just slam banging everywhere, but it does have a lot of great things. But before I kind of get into like the review part of it, so apparently it was made by Gino's studio. So this studio made stuff like Golden Kamuy, which if you guys remember that, not really me because I kind of dropped it afterwards because it kind of like just trickled out of my memory. But basically it's like their third anime series that they've made, and a lot of the animes that they usually make are usually like the kind of like mind puzzling, plot heavy, and everything else is just kind of like sidelined, which kind of brings me back to Pet. So Pet is basically their very hard yaoi anime, where in the first episode it is seen that there's 3 people, 2 dudes and some other guy, right? But at the very end of the first episode, you're gonna find out these 2 dudes actually have the power to go inside other people's brains and mix up their memories to do what they want them to do. And because it's like plot centric, that earns like an A in my book. But I know for a lot of other people, it's not as great of a selling point. By the end of this anime, it kind of turns into this Chinese mafia anime, which I never saw coming. I love the fact that it actually kind of turned into that. So it got like really drama heavy, really plot centric, and then the twist at the very end blew my fucking mind because, just one of the characters who pretty much is just there becomes so much more. And throughout the anime, you do kind of see them having like funny moments, slow moments, but if you just want to like plow through some plot, this is a great anime to kind of like go through. So there are some bad points about this anime, at least from the reviews I've read. A lot of problems people have is with the characters, like they don't really seem human, and I completely agree with that. They're more like broken animals until when they eventually find out about their powers, then they kind of become like reborn like ducklings, like how ducklings when they're first born, the first thing they see they consider their mom. This is basically how the humans act with their mind diving powers in this anime, and to be honest, it works very well for the plot. And if I'm gonna be honest, it's not really more like like guy on guy hardcore action. It's more like student and mentor. I would say it's closer to that. And I'm gonna be honest, like the fact that they're the same gender actually makes it much better, because like if they're the same gender, like it becomes that thing where you're more likely to say, oh, it's not really like a romance, it's more just like a admiration or like a very like deep friendship, or maybe it's more like a bond between like a father and a son, so something more like that. If it was like male and female, and then like one person is like the admirer and the other person's just like the teacher, then people would just like be more focused on the whole romance section of it. Like I said, this is more focused on the plot, not actually the romance. And there is women in this anime, don't you forget. There's always at least one anime girl in every single yaoi anime. Another bad point that people pointed out was the art. The art is very trippy. If I remember right, it does get kind of inconsistent. Nothing that really comes to mind, but I do remember some parts of it just looking a little wonky and janky. It doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers other people. So these 2 points are primarily what seem to like turn people off. Because I do remember this. I remember when I first went to my anime list, I pretty much said, hey, I completed it. I remember the score was like 6.8 or 9 or something like that. And now it's kind of like dropped down to like 6.45. So people really don't like this anime. But to be honest, I think it's probably like the best yaoi anime I've ever seen. Mainly because it just kind of focuses on the plot, and that like the whole male on male action contributes heavily to the plot as well. I'm gonna be honest, yeah, this probably might not be your cup of tea, but I loved it. I love the middle and I love the ending. I wish this had another season to kind of just round it out, but then, you know what? I am completely fine with where it ended. What are you gonna do, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to rant about this anime because I finally found it. Finally found it. Holy fuck, after like 6 months of searching. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out. Bye.